We are just tickled pink to bring you a brand new sponsored segment today on First at 4. It is called Medical Monday. Each Monday, I'll be talking to one of our sponsors from the medical community about the services that they provide. My guest today on the first ever Medical Monday segment is none other than Dr. Earl Heidrich from Smile Design Center. Dr. Heidrich, thank you very much for being with us today.
Thank you.
It is our great pleasure to have you, sir.
My pleasure to be here.
All right, well, let's go ahead and get right to this. Why don't you just start out by telling us a little bit about you, your practice, and what you guys do over at Smile Design Center.
Okay, Danny. Well, I have been in practice 33 years, started in 1978, over on what's now Jack Warner Parkway. Made a move to University Boulevard after about 10 years. Stayed there about 20, and now Dr. Taylor and I are over on Town Center Boulevard in a new office that we love a lot.
33 years.
33 years.
That is a long time. For any profession, especially to be looking in people's mouths.
It seems so short.
I'll bet. Tell us a little bit about 30 plus years. What have you seen that's changed? What's different from whenever you first started?
Well, there has been a lot of changes. Probably the most profound would be the advent of things like digital x-rays, because we used to use the old film kind. You would take an x-ray, take it in the dark room, put all those chemicals on it, and hopefully it would come out. And so now what we do is we use a sensor that we put in the mouth, click the x-ray button, and then it just pops up on the computer screen, and you can see it within a matter of half a second.
So much quicker, so much cheaper too, I'm guessing.
It is cheaper, and one of the most important things is it cuts the radiation dose. Even though it's small to begin with, it cuts the radiation dose by as much as 50% if you use a digital x-ray. Well,
that's something that's changed, but I'm pretty sure there's one thing that hasn't changed, and that's people being afraid of going to the dentist. Do you have some advice for the folks at home that have a loved one, maybe a kid, or maybe themselves, that they're frightened to come and see you guys? Well,
that's true, and that's something we see, a fair amount of. But the most important thing, I think, is the relationship. And if you can establish a relationship and get the person's trust. And as you all know, as a child or as an adult, when you trust something or when you trust someone, then your anxiety level goes down a lot. And so especially for adults, I think they want a relationship and they want to trust you. And if you deliver on that, then their anxiety goes way down, and it doesn't take that long in most cases that they're not anxious anymore. Speaking of anxious, what about kids? Do you have some advice for moms? Because I know the first trip to the dentist for kids, and you and I were talking during the break, that can be kind of traumatic on a young person. Yes, that is true. And the thing we emphasize about children, number one, is get them started. And usually that should be right after that they have all of their baby teeth in, which is usually about 2.5 or 3 years old. The other thing is for moms or dads to bring them in the office on their visit sometime, and let them get sort of acclimated to the surroundings, let them meet the people. And so that it's not a strange place when it comes their turn. And the other thing I would emphasize is that is to not make a big deal out of it, because if you talk to them about it a week in advance or whatever, it gives them a chance to talk to their friends, and it gives their friends a chance to tell them bad stories. So just give them, short notice. There you go. Hey, by the way, we're going to the dentist. Yeah. Grab your coat, we're going. Yeah, we're going to the grocery store, get some milk, and we're going to see the dentist. Just slide it in there with the other errands. Yeah. And so I guess a good thing to do would be for mom or dad, when they're just going in for something routine, like to get their teeth cleaned. Nothing major, like a root canal, just simple cleaning. Exactly. Take the kids and, let them see it's not that big of a deal. Yeah, and they get to meet the people, get a little prize or something, and and they develop that trust that we just talked about.
Now, Smile Design Center, people hear that name, and I'm sure they think that, you know, basically you guys do whitening or the implants or stuff like that, but y'all do everything dental, correct?
Pretty much.
Okay.
There are some specialty things that we do not do, but most everything dentally we do. And yeah, we try to meet people where they are dentally and find out what their desires are and kind of go from there.
All right. It seems like you can't turn on the television now without seeing a commercial for toothpaste or something that's going to make your teeth whiter. What do you guys do over at Smile Design that helps people have whiter, more vivid, memorable smiles?
Well, there's several things. The most basic thing, I guess, would be the whitening process, or bleaching as some people call it. And we have, I think, quite a good process for doing that. And the other things, the other kinds of ways to whiten teeth would be to have veneers or some kind of porcelain restoration put on them, if that's indicated, of course. But bleaching is the most basic way to whiten teeth.
All right. Well, Dr. Heindrich, I'm afraid we're out of time, but thank you very much for being with us again.
My pleasure, Dan.
Hopefully we'll see you around here again pretty soon.
I hope so.
If our sponsor sparks your interest today, then you can give them a call down at Smile Design Center. The number is 205-750-8008. You can find out more about them online at smiledesigncenter.net. They're also social media too, so look for them on Facebook and on Twitter.